Welcome to SwissHippo. This is Lars. In this video, we're going to show you how to assemble the base box for the favors. When you receive your kit, you will receive a few training boxes, some of which will be identified like this with a star here and the numbers 1 through 5. And that will be to help you assemble the boxes. Once you've assembled a few, you'll not need those numbers anymore, and that's why it's a training box. The first thing we'll want to do, and I'm just going to show you that on this printed sample, is fold along the perforated lines that are in the box, and I just have it printed here for you to look at. I'm going to go ahead and fold on those perforations now, and you want to fold those all the way, get a nice crisp edge on that fold, both horizontally and vertically. Alright. And if you fold one way and back the other, that will work just as well. I'm going to actually do that here. Alright, and now what you want to do is hold the box like this so that you see the number 1 and fold that star tab, there's a little perforation there, at 90 degrees. And that's going to give these other tabs something to catch onto. So then we rotate this to cover the number 1. And now we're going to cover the number 2, and we're going to follow that sequence all the way through. And repositioning my hands there slightly. And number 3 covered. And I'm going to hold this on the inside, get a little bit of grip, because on these last two we have to swivel those in more or less at the same time. So I'm going to just rotate this in, and then, there we go, get this to open up, slide in there a little bit, and get that last panel, and we're going to slide that all together. And when I fold down the star, you can see we have a symmetrical pattern there. And what we're going to do is just push the corners together on the outside so that we get this edge to line up. And you can see there how that lines up. And once you've done that, then you need to just take a Q-tip or a brush, moisten that slightly, and you want to squeeze out some of the water. You don't want it too wet, so it doesn't take too long for the glue to set up, and you want to make sure to get all the corners of that glue flap, and then you want to hold that together along that line. Keep that thing lined up nicely. You'll see it's moving around on me a little bit there, but that's okay. I'll get that in position and hold that. Now it takes just a few seconds for that glue to set up. It's not something you want to rush. You want to go ahead and let that set up so that you get a good solid binding there with that glue. Alright, so that finishes the side, gluing that together. Now to put strength into the bottom of the box so that what you have doesn't fall out, you're going to need to go inside and flip up all 6 of those tabs. And in order to get it to lay down flat on the table, you sometimes have to push in a little bit on this side. We're going to achieve that by just using a dime, and we're going to put that right under the box, and we're going to press down, and then we're going to get that Q-tip wet again and get all of those glue flaps wet. And then with the dime still underneath there, you press all of those glue flaps down. And I'm going to go ahead and put several fingers in there, press those all down. And again, it takes just a couple of seconds for that glue to set. You want to go ahead and give it that time. And you can see now on the inside of this that we have that nice symmetrical pattern. And the bottom of the box is glued, so it now has the strength to hold all sorts of good things that you want to put in there. And that completes the base of the favor box.